Cliff, what do Democrats need to accomplish during this convention, and how can they get voters interested and involved in a virtual setting?
Well, one thing that we've got going for us is that voters are already incredibly interested in this election. So for any convention, and that's especially true tonight and this week, we need to introduce the background of our presidential nominee. And many people know who Joe Biden is. He's got nearly universal name recognition, but not many people know him as a person. Know that he was a single working dad for his boys after he lost his first wife and his 15-month-old daughter in a car crash. Know the grief that he has experienced and the decency that shines through him. So they'll have an opportunity to see that this week. We're going to unite this party. We are a party that represents America. The president and Republicans who are complicit in his administration have essentially been deconstructing America, chipping away not just at our institutions, but at what it actually means to be part of this American family. So you're going to see us unite the party in a way that really unites the country. And then finally, the third thing is we've got to fire our team of folks for the next 78 days.
Now, the first night will feature Republican speakers, including John Kasich and former New Jersey Governor Christie Whitman. Matt, how surprised are you that several Republicans are crossing their party line to support Joe Biden and not President Trump?
Not very surprised. These aren't surprising names. In fact, they're not even big names. John Kasich is a real non-entity at this point in national politics. Christie Todd Whitman hasn't been governor of New Jersey in 15 years. Susan Molinari served a couple terms in Congress from New York several decades ago, I think. So these are B and C team level figures, not major political figures. For whatever reason, they've decided to support the Democrat agenda, which is bigger government, more taxes, less freedom, weaker on national security, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't think it's going to move very many people. We've seen the president with very strong support among Republican voters. I think that's likely to continue.
Cliff, in addition to Joe Biden being formally nominated for president and Kamala Harris for vice president, what can we expect to see from the Democratic National Convention this week? What are the issues that will be focused on?
Well, it's the issues that we're all facing right now, which is historic incompetence, not just in the national Republican administration, but again to the cronies here in Texas like Greg Abbott and Senator Cornyn. They completely mismanaged and mishandled this pandemic to the point that it's essentially led to an economic collapse, the likes that we haven't seen since the Great Depression. I think you'll also see an opportunity to move this country past this moment, and you'll see a hopeful Democratic Party. The theme tonight is we the people. We the people who are demanding racial justice. We the people who are going to address some of these challenges like the pandemic and the economy. We the people that includes Republicans and independents. And while there may be some names that are supposedly not particularly large, I got to tell you, when you see how the suburbs are trending, the suburbs, the congressional districts that are moving, the state legislative districts that are moving, there are a lot of folks who used to be Republicans who were independents last cycle who are now Democrats, and we're going to show that this is a party for them too.
All right, we are just about out of time, but Matt, Republicans have their national convention next week. When it comes to doing this virtually, does it put them in a better or worse spot to go second?
To go second, I think it's always better because you know what you can respond to. One thing you won't see this week on the Democratic side is you won't see any major speeches from Texas Democrats. They're being ignored entirely. No Beto O'Rourke. I think he's playing a very minor role. You have a couple, one state legislator, one member of Congress that's part of some rising star thing where they speak for a few seconds. None of them are given major opportunities to address the convention, which is surprising because Democrats continue to tell us Texas is a battleground state, but the national party is ignoring Texas this week at the convention.
All right, we've got to wrap things up. But Matt, Cliff, thank you both for sharing your perspectives.